Gangs do exist in Gloucestershire. They normally consist of groups of individuals that have a common purpose, a common goal, and some of those gangs can obviously get involved in things like antisocial behaviour, not all of them. Some of them can get involved in other forms of criminal activity.
Gangs, I think, the way I understand it, is just a group of people who get together for, I suppose, their own agenda really in life, the things that they want to do. I would not, from the way that I think of it, is that there's not actually a lot of care perhaps about what's happening to other people, and then you obviously get gangs who sort of work against each other, and some of the situations within the gang can be very unpleasant for young people to be pulled into.
Grooming takes lots of forms, and the one that people will be most aware of is when people are groomed on the internet. So that's when somebody is chatting to another person on the internet, and that person is perhaps an older person or somebody with more power over them, and they encourage that person, and they groom them so that they are able to form a relationship with them that then leads to sexual exploitation, or the child sending sexual images of themselves over the internet.
Trust your instincts. You know, if you're on a social media site and you're communicating with somebody, then you don't take them at face value who they say they are. Try in some way to get further information from them and try and catch them out. But don't take for granted what they say. Don't do anything, that you wouldn't ordinarily do. Sometimes they might ask you to do something in front of the camera or something like that. I would say then you must know you're being exploited. So I would say don't necessarily trust the person you're talking to. Trust your own instincts and be suspicious.
Grooming can also happen in person, and it can lead to sexual exploitation, which is where a young person is groomed by an adult, or perhaps somebody who is only a couple of years older than them, and eventually they are exploited for sex, maybe by that adult, or possibly they might be sold or given to other adults to be exploited for sex.
We're really keen to give young people the tools to understand, to recognise when they might be being groomed or they might be being initiated into a gang, and also make them aware of what they can do at any stage of that process, even if it looks like there's no way out. The fact that you can go and talk to somebody, and how to do that and who to talk to.
Grooming and sexual exploitation starts off often just like any other relationship. So you meet somebody on the internet, or you meet them in person, and you start chatting and you agree that you like each other, and then to begin with things progress normally, but over time you'll find yourself in a situation where that other person is controlling and they expect you to do things that you don't want to do, and when you say you don't want to do them, instead of being understanding, they're angry, or they try to bribe you or convince you into doing something.
The Safeguarding Board, the Gloucestershire Safeguarding Children's Board, so that's the GSCB, is a group of people from lots of different agencies who all get together to look at how best to safeguard children and young people in Gloucestershire.
It is a collection of agencies, those agencies that work to keep people safe. They all do a part, whether it's a general practitioner, the hospital, a GRH,
COP, which stands for Child Exploitation Online Protection Agency,
school nurse, a teacher, a police officer,
Social services by the telephone.
There's a really good organisation called GDVSAP who provides support for young people and who have been either trafficked or sexually exploited.
GPs, for example, and the Together Trust, who deal with mental health issues.
They all do a part to keep children safe. What the GSCB, the Safeguarding Board, does is actually bring that all together.
The GSCB want to get the message out to absolutely everybody that safeguarding is everybody's business, and we've got to make sure that it happens across all areas.